of stepping up. These teams are really gonna have to step up because we already have our playoff bracket. They're gonna know who their potential matchups are as they move along if they win their series. And Coach JV, why don't we take a look at that playoff bracket? We saw Pampanga, they will face Bataan in the first round. Later on, Marikina versus Nueva Ecija, and you see the rest of the picture.
Ito makikita natin at the top of the leaderboard on the left side, Bataan versus Nueva Ecija. Fourth is Pampanga versus the Bataan Risers.
Pasig is number 2.
Pasig number 2. And we've got
San Juan at
Juan.
number 3.
Yes.
And then on the other end, Zamboanga claiming the number 1 spot in the South Division. Jensen will have home court advantage over Bacolod. Batangas and the Sarangani Marlins, Kit Jimenez and company will be matched up against Jolo Mendoza and the Rizal Golden Coolers. Now, Coach JV, as we set things up for Bataan versus Pampanga, pag-usapan natin ang nakaraang laro para sa Pampanga Giant Lanterns, which happened on their very own home court. This was a big win for them because before that, it was a heartbreaking loss against San Juan.
Well, blowout ngayon. Nakita natin 42% field goal percentage for Pampanga compared to 35 lang para dun sa kanilang kalaban ng Valenzuela. Ito, rebounding, makikita natin 52 to 41. Talagang dominated nila ang boards. Turnover situation, 12 for Pampanga, and wow, 22 sa kanilang kinalaban because of the intensity of their defense. And lastly, second chance opportunities, 23 talaga because they dominated that game from offense to defense.
Archie Concepcion, Jammer Hamito led the way for the Pampanga Giant Lanterns. Sopeng Nagrama regained his minutes and his confidence for the Giant Lanterns, which is going to be very crucial against the Bataan Risers. Pag-usapan natin ang previous game na Bataan, it also happened on their home court, a blowout victory against the Mindoro Towns.
Well, this thing went into overtime if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, no.
No. Hindi ba? Overtime kasi napakatagal pag ganyan kalaki ang lamang, no? But ito, makikita natin Bataan talagang as expected. They dominate in every aspect of the game for 54% field goal shooting, rebounding, 61 to 33 fast break points, 29. And this Batangas team loves to run. And bench point scoring, 46, deep bench talaga ang Bataan.
They did want that win, of course, as their last home court defense in the regular season. Bataan Risers, as passionate as their crowd is from the Orion Sports Complex, they will not experience home court advantage until, of course, if they reach the North Division Finals. Ngayon, meron tayong dalawang players, dalawang manlalaro na kailangan bantayan for tonight. Jason Apolonio, who's recovering from an ankle injury, going up against the All-Star James Castro.
Well, James Castro, alam naman natin lahat ng makakontribute niya. I'm just hoping that in the first quarter of this match, yung umabot ng double figures ang assist niya. So that gives his teammates opportunity to score, and at the same time, pag crucial period ng game, pwede na niya gamitin ng kanyang ability to penetrate. Jason Apolonio, I don't know if he's 100%, but we know that Jason Apolonio can do the best that can take over a game such as this.
Remember, before the emergence of Archie Concepcion in the season, it was Jason Apolonio as the leading scorer for the Pampanga Giant Lanterns. Jason and James Castro are now with Gianna Lianes.
As you mentioned, Migs and JV, I am with our player matchup for our first game of the playoffs. James Castro from the Bataan Risers and Jason Apolonio from the Pampanga Giant Lanterns. I'll talk to you first, James. It's been a roller coaster journey for your team through the eliminations. Pero paano nakatulong sa inyo mag-push to get this far into the playoffs dahil nga you're playing for the pride of the Bataeños?
Siguro yung effort ng bawat isa sa amin, although puro mga bataan, bago talagang homegrown sila, pero pagdating sa court talagang binibigay nila yung best nila para makatulong sa game and makakarating kami ngayon sa playoffs.
And you being from Bataan yourself, paano nakakatulong sa'yo knowing that you are playing for your team?
Siguro bilang homegrown as a veteran, minomotivate ko yung mga bata sa amin na ganito yung gawin, so ano yung mga kulang sa kanila, pinapractice namin. And bilang homegrown siguro, pag naglalaro kami sa amin, sobrang proud yung mga kababayan namin para sa team namin.
Thank you very much again. That was James Castro of the Bataan Risers. Now let's talk to Jason Apolonio of the Pampanga Giant Lanterns. Jason, alam namin na may mga injuries ka nga that you are facing, pero we've also seen through your game that you're able to push through those injuries. Ano yung nasa isip mo pag nasasaktan ka but you're able to still push through the game?
Yun nga po, kailangan kong tumulong sa team kasi isa ko sa mga inaasahan. Kaya yun po, kahit ma-injury ka, kailangan bumalik para makatulong sa team.
And during the eliminations, nakita naman namin na yung team nyo, kahit bata nga kayo, you guys were able to defeat a lot of the teams na puro veterano. So ngayon naman, during the playoffs, ano ang pinakagusto nyo i-accomplish?
Yun po, yun nga, sinabi mo, puro bata kami. Pero kahit bata po kami, gagawin po namin yung best namin, tas yung mga system namin ng sinasabi ng coaches namin. Kaya yun po. At saka sinasabi lang nila, defense, yun lang naman kasi pag dumipensa ka ng maayos, darating din yung depensa. Maayos. Yun po.
Thank you very much. Once again, that was Jason Apolonio from the Pampanga Giant Lanterns, turning it over now to our Coliseum Barker for the start of the game.
After months of going all out in the elimination round, we are now down to 8 teams in the North Division as the playoffs begin. Welcome to Game 1 of the best of 3 quarterfinals between the 4th seed Pampanga and the 5th seed Bataan. This is the OK Bet Manny Pacquiao's Mpbl 4th season, presented by Extreme. Let us now make way for the starters, beginning with the Pampanga Giant Lanterns, AMG3 Constructions. Starting at guard number 20, Topeng Lagrama. Power forward number 10, Alex Ramos. Also at forward number 34, Mitchell Maynes. At center number 81, Jammer Hamito. And the other guard number 2, Archie Concepcion. The head coach for Pampanga Giant Lanterns AMG3 Constructions is Pedic Timatulak. And his assistant is Jonas Giao Jr. Team manager and team owner is A.G. Gonzalez. Assistant team manager are Ronald Zulud and Raymond Guevara. Team consultants are Eric Gascon and Alan Trinidad. And now the starters, 41 Bataan Risers Kamayakos. Starting at power forward number 19, Jong Bondok. Small forward number 5, Gio Espuelas. At center number 39, Jamil Gabawan. At one guard number 1, Ron Lastimosa. Also at guard number 13, the Astro Boy, James Castro. The head coach for One Bataan Risers Kamaya Coast is Ricky Dandan. Assistant coaches are Mark Dandan, Frederick Francisco, Randy Rodriguez, Miko Dandan, Alex Calweng, and Raycon Cabigding. LGU coordinator is Mr. Erwin Oximoso. Assistant team manager is
Welcome
Ricky
to the Game
Maliksi.
1 quarterfinals matchup in the North Division between Pampanga and Bataan. Topeng Lagrama, Archie Concepcion, Jammer Hamito, Mitchell Maynes, and Alex Ramos will be beginning for the Giant Lanterns. And as for the Risers, they have Ron Lastimosa, James Castro, Jamil Gabawan, Gio Espuelas, and Jong Bondo. Again, this is a best of 3 series. Today, we are in neutral grounds, at least for Pampanga and Bataan. But Game 2, we will go inside the Benguiao Convention Center as the Giant Lanterns will try to defend their home court once more here in our MPBL playoffs. Now, Coach JV, as we begin this matchup, how important is this Game 1, especially for Bataan, given that home court advantage belongs to Pampanga in Game 2?
Oo, napakahalaga na makuha ito ng Bataan. Pero that's tough to do because Pampanga will never give up and tried and tested na sila. They will fight till the end. I mean, tooth or nail, ito lalaban talaga ang Pampanga. This is gonna be a great ball game mix because they're both exciting, they're both quick, they have a lot of young players, and titignan lang natin, ito makikita natin shot selection, choices nila. Expected yan for a team who's still young and inexperienced, but they will get better as the game proceeds.
Well, this has been a season for learning para sa Pampanga and Bataan. Not exactly favorites coming into the picture in 2022 as Jammer Hamito scores inside, but a season-long program, the success that we have seen with these Giant Lanterns, hindi naman galing MPBL to in the previous seasons, yung kanilang manlalaro. And then we're seeing a purely dominant homegrown squad in the Bataan Risers as Archie Concepcion puts that layup inside.
Napakaganda nga ng kanilang pagkabuo ng team na to because they've got a lot of young guys who can run, play tough defense, and are just willing to, trade yung palitan ng muka. Ayan, makikita natin, great defense there by the little man.
Topeng Lagrama rocking his new hairdo for today, and he gives up that assist to Archie Concepcion.
I'm upset. Dati, huling game niya, asul yung buhok. Ngayon, naiba na.
Oh, he did say that he has been struggling the past couple of games. Maybe his luck will turn this time around the playoffs.
Oo nga, pagka blue ang buhok mo, blue rin ang iyong mood. Kaya ito, nakita natin, great fast break there. Lagrama to Concepcion.
That's a great pass by Topeng Lagrama, shades of who he has been all season long for Pampanga. An early lead for the Giant Lantern, 6-0. We talked about just how close this game one might just be between Pampanga and Bataan. And that's mainly because in their previous matchup in the regular season, it was only a 3-point separation between these two squads.
Yes, like we mentioned nga, very unpredictable. It's a toss-up talaga kung sino ang mananalo sa laban na ito. Yung earlier stats natin, makikita mo halos dikit lang. But I think it favors, the fast break game favors Pampanga. They have a lot of small guys who run fast and mid-sized people who can actually chase the outlet runner. Ito maganda dito sa Pampanga. If they utilize that, they have an advantage against Bataan.
Such a deep lineup that is, filled with versatile people. You have Mitchell Mines playing that small forward position. As James Castro misses from downtown, there's Chris Torrado. Oh, that's a beautiful move.
High leaping rebound. Kasi napakataas talaga. Ganda ng matchup, Lagrama at Torrado.
Well, we have talked about those two people as a part of that community of little giants here in the MPBL. Yang dalawang yan, kasama si Keanu Caballero.
Mga little mama.
Oo, little
Ika
mama.
Oo nga.
But they have impressed us all season long. Turnover for Pampanga as you get to see that offensive rebound and the scoop from Chris Torrado.
Oo nga, no? Talaga naman. Yung rebound ang maganda dun eh. Shortest guy on the court, getting that offensive rebound.
Torrado, that time almost a turnover. Jabil Gabawan, that's 3 in the key against Bataan.
A little hesitation there by Gabawan. Medyo naalanganin na siya because he did try to recover. Good effort there on him, but he just lost the ball and traveled a bit.
Coach Ricky Dandan, game number 7 for him as the head coach of the Bataan Risers. The previous game that these two teams went up against each other, wala pa po si Coach Ricky noon. Remember, in Coach Ricky Dandan's first game with Bataan, they defeated the Batangas City Embassy Chill. Castro could not score. Good defense by Hamito, but the recovery is there for the Astro Boy.
I don't understand how Castro can fall after a shot, recover, and make a shot. Ooh!
Turnover, 2-on-1. Espuelas. Ooh! Missed opportunity and a beautiful chase down by Archie Concepcion. The other way we go, Jammer Hamito is called for a charge.
Alam mo, pabalik-balik nga ang mga errors na nangyayari. Yan yung mga jitters na sa umpisa ng ating semis. At napakagandang tingnan. They're trying to adjust and it is only by getting all the cobwebs out and all the jittery and all the tension out that they will actually play better as time progresses, Migs.
We have talked about how many new and young players we're seeing on the court and the benches for these two teams. And we have to remember, this is their first playoff game for most of them.
Oo nga.
Jong Bondok, this is not a new player here in the MPBL. Isa yan sa mga veterano ng Bataan.
At makikita mo, sa pag-release pa lang niya nakafocus na siya, no pressure whatsoever in making that shot.
Minus inside against a lot of blue shirts. Minus will now proceed to the line.
Well, this time the big men of Bataan were actually focused on trying to play defense. Kaya na-out-position sila sa offensive rebound. Here we see the 3.
And this is actually that last testament so far in this 7-0 run of the Bataan Risers after a 6-0 start by Pampanga. This free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Mitchell Mines, it's always very interesting, Coach JV, to see him play that 3 position. He doesn't usually shoot from the outside, but we all know how athletic and versatile this player is.
Oo nga, talagang nakakapag-stretch siya ng kalaban. He can actually break matches against him because he has that ability to run, jump, and just play all out. Very tough to defend.
Mitchell Minus had 10 points and 4 rebounds in their previous outing. Torado will miss on the layup. That's stopped outside by Topeng Nagrama.
On our way here, we were talking about Torado. I've been watching him play. I really like the way he plays. He can actually penetrate at will. But then again, he doesn't finish by going strong to the basket. He actually fades away, or sometimes, even when he's free, he's looking to make an extra pass to an open teammate.
So he has to be sure on what this decision is going to be once he penetrates. And when you penetrate, you're going to have to do it, with all of your will. Huwag kang iiwas sa depensa as we turn you over to Gianna Llanes.
Ayon kay Assistant Coach Eric ng Pampanga Giant Lanterns, malaki talaga ang epekto ng talo ng koponan nila against San Juan a couple of games ago at naapektuhan ang kumpiyansa ng mga players. Pero isa lang daw ang sinabi ni Governor Delta doon, na kahit sigurado ang panalo, kailangan lumaban pa rin hanggang huli. He actually gave his players incentives to motivate them. For example, giving a bonus for every free throw they make. But if they miss a free throw though, that can cancel it out and their balance can even go negative. Ito daw ang discipline na gusto na ma-instill ng mga coaches sa mga players nila for the playoffs. Migs and JV?
That is an interesting strategy for the Pampanga Giant Lanterns.
Thank you, G.
As Cabawan scores on the putback. Coach JV, have you ever experienced that? Binibilang yung free throws mo, plus minus?
Yes, actually, playing for my last team in the professional league under the late Boss Bong Tan, no? Lahat ng kilos namin, may motivational factor kami. Every rebound meant everything. Kaya lahat kami nagda-dive for a loose ball and really dominated. Kaya yung team namin nun, very tough to beat. Sadly, we fell short sa championship game.
Right now, Pampanga will have that golden opportunity to win this game and defend their home court in game number 2 to proceed to the North Division semifinals.
Bringas comes into the ball game para sa Batangas Risers. Alam mo, maganda ito kung si Bringas bigyan ng bola sa loob because he's very tough to defend.
And he's always been almost unstoppable every time he posts up for Bataan. Itong si RB Bringas, who is their hometown favorite. MJ Garcia running the floor. They go to Archie down the middle. Layup is too strong. Hamito is there for the cleanup.
Archie Concepcion, 6 points there by Hamito. Archie Concepcion, he can actually elevate, and that's what we were also discussing, that's what he needs to do, and finish that shot while he's at the peak of his jump, not when he's on the way down.
You think may mga unnecessary na bali itong si Archie?
Oo, na hindi niya kailangan because iniiwasan niya yung contact. What he doesn't know, it will favor him later on. What a great shot.
As Gio Espuelas, who has been up and down as that third option for Bataan in this season. Certainly, if you look at this build, he can be very useful for the Risers.
Laking bagay talaga.
Very lengthy defender against Archie Concepcion. 12 to 11. There's another charge against Pampanga. And you can see the passion, the fire coming from that bench of Bataan. Just how much they want to win this game.
Ang laking bagay talaga. I mean, both sides. This is gonna be a war. Itong first game natin.
And just as things are heating up here in the playoffs, with the score of 12 to 11, tatawag ng timeout ng Pampanga Giant Lanterns. We'll be back. Alright, Coach JB, let's talk about the numbers for Pampanga and Bataan.
Ito, points scored in the previous games, 80 to 79. Halos pareho nga lang. Points allowed, 72.5 for Pampanga. The Bataan Risers, 77. Tougher defense on Pampanga's end. Rebounding, 51 to 49. Basically, dikit lang, assist-wise and everything. Bench scoring, Yan, makita mo, 36-32. And that's the reason why, based on this, great stats there given by our panel, no? Napakaganda ng matchup na ito. This is one of those games na alam mo, may potential to go into overtime because none of these players are just gonna give this game up.
Remember, in the regular season game between Pampanga and Bataan, it was supposed to go to overtime. Ron Lastimosa had a chance to tie things up, but he apparently stepped on the three-point line as he shot that game-tying shot. So they were down by 1 and the game ended in free throws. Apolonio now on the fast break. Could not get that layup to go and the ball will go Bataan's way.
Napailalim, ano? Napailalim masyado si Apolonio. Sometimes nga, that's why I say jump before. There's that rainbow line there. You have to jump before that. Very tough to defend if you do. Once you pass that, ang dali mo ng palpalin.
12-11 our score. Chris Torado is fouled inside.
Oh, he got whacked in the face. Ang sakit nun, Migs. He was going full force.
Oh, we did mention, if he penetrates, he's gonna have to drive very hard.
He's gonna have to drive very hard, but sometimes yun, nahabol na nga. I'm sure pinag-aralan talaga ng Pampanga. Bawal siyang papasukin. Ito makita natin sa replay. Torado, sanay na sanay yan. Palitan ng muka. Here we see this play.
Boom! Ooh, that's by Lawrence Malyari, who obviously had no intention to hurt itong si Chris Torado, but he did hit him in the face.
Oo.
So it will be a baseline inbound. Torado popping out against a lengthier MJ Garcia as a turnover. Vera on the chase, pushing away Espuelas. And that's basket and 1 for Don Vera.
Well, defense could have been a let go. You know, in a situation like that, you turn the ball over, miscommunication, do not waste a foul, and allow the guy to take an extra pass, an extra basket.
Don Vera, that sharpshooter for Pampanga all season long. Great to see him able to run the fast break. Couple of drives as well from him the past couple of games. Jump ball here. One more opportunity para kay Don Vera sa free throw line. And remember, as reported by Gian Alianes, binibilang po ng Pampanga kada pasok, kada mintes ng kanilang manlalaro from the free throw line. And that will determine the bonus that they will get after this game. 14-11 is the score with 2 minutes and 56 in the first quarter. Again, we welcome you to the Mpbl playoffs. Double lane violation tayo dito. Possession arrow belonging to Pampanga. Baseline inbound for Jason Apolonio. Being joined by Lawrence Malyari, Jammer Hamito, Dom Vera, and MJ Garcia. Jason goes to Hamito. Balik kay Apolonio at the corner. That's too strong. Bondok retrieves it. The other end we go. Torado. Kick out. Castro onto Bondok. Hit the 3 already. This time in and out. Battle inside. RV Bringas could not get it to go. There's a foul at the last second.
I'm biting my tongue, Mix, because the entire start of that play, Torado had a free lane to the basket but opted to pass. And that's what I'm saying. He's wasting the opportunity, not using his quickness well, but Bringas always finding a way to get that second chance opportunity and getting that foul.
Unfortunately, RV could not make the first free throw. So si RV Bringas only played 11 minutes against Mindoro but still scored 13 points. He missed 2 gimmies there. Ball outside in favor of the Risers.
We were also discussing about RV Bringas. You know, this person, if he receives the pass more often in the first 2 quarters of the game, he can get a lot of big men of Pampanga into foul trouble. All he has to do is just receive, position himself, and just muscle his way in.
We actually see those plays coming from Bataan in the latter quarters.
In the latter quarters, yes. Pagod na rin si Bringas. But you want the big men of Pampanga to foul out because the big men of Pampanga are just quick. There you see, they're versatile. They can run and you just need them out of the ballgame because Pampanga makes great use of their big men. That's just suggesting for the advantage of Bataan.
And that big man of Pampanga, Lawrence Malyari, one of the mid-season additions of the Giant Lanterns. Good defense by the white shirts. It ends up with Espuelas, who gets the bounce.
Second shot there by Espuelas. It's a different kind of floater, no? Napakaganda ng form niya.
Did you notice that the ball looks very new?
Yes!
Diba?
Oo.
Buong-buo yung kulay niya. Could that be a factor here in terms of the shooting of our players?
Nakakatuwa, no? Basta pag semis. Actually, malaking bagay rin yun. Because a new ball, medyo madulas pa yan eh.
Madulas,
Oo.
matigas.
Matigas.
Iba pang feel niyan. Jong Bondok will take a breather here. Take a look at this replay. Chris Torado kicking it out. And there's that one-hander by Gio Espuelas. That's his range. Not a jump shots and floaters mula kay Gio all season long from that range. Blocked by Malyari, but there's a foul before that.
I love the mentality of Espuelas. He's got 2 shots from the perimeter. Now he just continues to attack. No hesitation whatsoever.
If I may ask you, because there are 2 all-stars in this Bataan Risers team, James Castro and RB Bringas. But for you, do you think they have a solid option number 3 at this point?
Yes, I feel that they do, and it could be Torado in some instances, and this guy as well as, yes, he can actually be one of those who can contribute 10 to 12 points plus tough defense. But it's Torado that has full control because he has possession of that ball.
Balik tayo sa Pampanga. Dom Vera will fire. You knew it, that it was gonna go in.
You saw me? Yeah, he had everything. The motion was there. Great release. Enter. Oh!
Kick out. Castro will miss. Great rebound by Torado. This time, Chris will fire. That's short. Tracked down by Pampanga. 47 seconds to go before the end of 1. They try to break the zone. Dom Vera. This time, no good. Tapped away. Garcia will get it. Shot clock reads 12. Game clock at 34. Garcia, one-hander is good. 2 games back against San Juan, MJ Garcia had the opportunity to win it against the Knights. A 3-point play opportunity that was not completed. Then a couple of turnovers. And of course, that game winner by Jeff Tajonera at the buzzer. That was the heartbreaker for the Giant Lanterns as RB Bringas misses on the one-hander. 5 seconds to go here. Apolonio trying to increase that 7-point lead. Could not do it, and that will conclude the first quarter of your 2022 Mpbl playoffs. Pampanga up by 7.
Well, talk about the turnover situation. Ito, highlights muna pakita natin. Great effort there. Pampanga Risers, really very active talaga sila. Nakakatuwang tignan.
Pampanga had a 6-0 run at the start of this game. Timeout ang Bataan. Sagot sila with their own 7-0 run. Couple of exchanges after that. But Coach JB, by the end of the first frame, it was Pampanga able to score and score.
And marami rin turnover nila na-capitalize on. Ito, Bataan has 6 turnovers, Pampanga with 5. But it's a turnover factor. Scoring from the turnovers, Pampanga has the advantage.
21-14, our score after 1. There you see Coach Elvis Tolentino, Madam Irene as well, and the rest of the Marikina Shoe Masters. Ready for action later on against the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. Remember, this Marikina team is coming off a big-time comeback against the Rizal Golden Coolers. They were able to fight back from 25 points down and win it just before the buzzer sounded with a game-winning tip-in mula kay Jason Opiso. They're gonna need a lot of those later on, a lot of those great moments against the undefeated Rice Vanguards team on their home court. Right now, it's Pampanga versus Bataan. The Giant Lanterns off to a great start with a score of 21-14.
Here we see two new guys. Bilugan coming into the ball game.
Jethro Sombero joining them as well. You see that first quarter field goal shooting a lot better for Pampanga. Reggie Bilugan working with RV Bringas. Ball stolen away. You did mention how important Bringas' early production could be for the Risers.
But in that situation, Bringas was still positioning himself on his way to the area he wants to work in, pero napasa sa kanya. Kaya yung unang dribble niya, naagaw. Another turnover dun for Bataan.
Garcia swings it over. Dom Pera. That's the second three of the ball game.
Vera talaga, no? 8 points for him. Much needed for Pampanga. He really needs to space out the defense being given by Bataan.
Dom Vera quickly turning out to be one of that crowd favorites in the Blengyao Convention Center. Every time he shoots it, nag-iingay na ang mga Kapampangan. 24-14, Garcia gives it up to Ernest Reyes. That's a foul against RV.
Masyadong mabilis si Reyes for Bringas. Bringas has to actually choose a much slower guy. Pag lumalabas si Reyes, maybe he can just switch with somebody else.
Take a look at this three-point shot by Dom Vera, his second in the ball game, coming off of that assist from MJ Garcia. Much as we talked about the dominance of RB Bringas, now he's gonna take a breather. Possibly it's Rick Gallardo, who is actually a returnee for the Bataan Risers as one of their homegrowns. Just came off his service with the Army. There's a charge here against Bataan.
Well, that's where we see the inexperience of a scorer. Great defense on his part at si Bilugan, but to finish off the shot, that's where everything changes pagdating na semis. Bumagal na siya at iniwasan pa niya, may hawi pa ng kaliwang kamay. Instead of going strong, that's why nga, go strong to the basket. Itangay mo yung dumidepensa, i-shoot mo pa siya.
Good for Lawrence Malyari to be able to recover on that play. Garcia will miss. Rebound Gallardo. That's what he brings for this Bataan team. Castro, kick out. Bilugan. Inside. Jethro Sombero is fouled by Archie Concepcion.
It's nice to see these young boys no talagang going all out. It's not as nice to it would have been better pag nakaka-shoot sila, pero at least nandun yung effort.
Balikan natin si Gian Alianes.
Wala pa rin si Gilmer De La Torre para sa Bataan ngayon, pero ayon kay Coach Ricky, very upbeat ang general aura ng koponan niya going into this game. They had practice in Balanga yesterday, then they ate lunch together, then went straight to Cabanatuan and got here last night. So having their past 3 meals together was a huge factor daw in the togetherness that the Risers felt going into this game. And this being the first match daw that Coach Ricky is coaching Bataan facing Pampanga, he was very excited to witness the rivalry, and right now he's just telling his players to remember that togetherness that they've been feeling. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Gianna. Well, that has been the beauty of this Bataan Risers team all season long. Ito ang pinaka-dominanting homegrown squad that we have ever experienced here in the Mpbl. All of their players hail from Bataan except for Cristorado, Jethro Sombero, and Ron Lastimosa.
Oh, at ang maganda dyan, they're all doing well and they got themselves to this position. It's something that is admirable talaga sa ginawa ng coaching staff, ng management. It's different, but it's something new that other teams need to.
No one's inbounding here.
Yun, nakalimutan. Siguro inexperience at tinawag pa nila Lastimosa para mag-inbound. But maganda yung combination nila, kung yung the veterans and the young ones.
Right. There you see their veteran, their leader, na si James Castro.
And see the way he finished the shot. 4 points for him. He was penetrating, challenged yung shot, at babanggain niya towards the basket. Hindi palayo, hindi umiiwas. Here we see the replay, still going strong to the basket and finishing.
And he just knew what to do with that basketball. couple of seasons already for James Castro here in the MPBL. Used to be a role player,
Yes.
but now he's the star.
Yes.
Back in his hometown. 24-18, 7 minutes to 36 here in the second frame. Gian and Yanis just mentioned that Bataan spent their last meals eating together and they came from Balanga before coming here in Nueva Ecija, which is actually very ironic compared to everyone else because most of these, or most of us though, from the MPBL, most of our teams come from Metro Manila. Usually nagtitraining yan sa Quezon City, sa Pasig, sa Manila. Pero itong Bataan, kung tutusin, malapit lang ang Nueva Ecija sa kanila.
Napakalapit at gusto ko malaman kung ano yung kinain nila.
Kaya nga.
Kasi iba yung samahan, iba yung masarap ang kinain habang masarap ang kasama.
This free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Let's see if those meals of the Risers will be able to help them out. Get this win. They're still down by 6, 7.5 remaining in the second. Topping Lagrama. Hand off to Don Vera. Ready 2 threes to his name. Getting the switch. Inside they go. Ernest Reyes. Couldn't score. Tapped away. Tumatakbo ngayon ang Bataan. Castro gives it up. Bilugan for 3. Way off. See the battle inside, the effort coming in from all of our players. See the sense of urgency here in the playoffs. Unfortunately, a turnover from Alex Ramos.
Oo nga. 1,001 turnovers tonight, but never mind. Exciting ball game. Everybody kitikitin. Everybody jumping, everybody bumping. All the mistakes, sige, gawin nyo na ngayon. But second half, ayusin nyo na. Because that's the only way you can get rid of all the stress and all the pressure and Kapulong coming into the ball game.
Lawrence Capulong still rocking that blonde hair of his. See the turnover story, 9-7 in favor of the Risers. There's a screen by Gallardo. James Castro goes to Rick. He has that range and he makes the 3. Welcome back to the MPBL, Rick Gallardo.
Rick Gallardo. His shot, just awkward looking, but high percentage. Anything that does well, gawin.
Bounce pass inside. The whole Bataan bench thought that was clean. Referee thought otherwise. So it's 2 free throws. 3 free throws para kay Lawrence Capulong.
I'd like to see the replay on that, but here we see the 3-point shot.
This 3-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Rick Gallardo spent his first season in the MPBL playing for Bataan in 2019. Had to miss out this season because he was still serving with the Army. But now, right on time, or ang ganda ng balik niya, no? Na sa pagsisimula ng playoffs, andito siya and still contributing, even including that outside shot for Bataan.
Oo nga, at much needed yan. When you get firepower from anybody who comes into the ball game, that becomes quality minutes for the team. At maganda, nakapag-contribute agad siya. And congratulations, thank you for serving.
Oh yes. Ron Lastimosa, his turn to make a 3. Remember, that guy had the opportunity to send the game versus Pampanga in overtime, but he unfortunately stepped on the line, so his shot was ruled as a 2. That was the third 3 of the Risers in this game, blocked by Gallardo. And here's the Astro boy, Castro, with a kick out.
That was an uncontrolled fall. That must hurt a lot.
Looks like he landed wrist first. Nothing intentional, of course. Coach Ricky very unhappy about it. And he's asking for a foul.
Mukhang napatid yata itong si Castro, pero ito, taong bato rin to eh.
Right?
This guy will
And
play
he's smiling.
on. Nakangiti pa, oh.
Well, they're playing very well. They've already tied things up at 24. And remember, when James Castro used to play for Imos, mahilig talaga tumakbo yan. Kasama niya si Jenmar Bragais.
Mahilig talaga. At ang kagandahan dyan, everybody is so active, penetrating, that leads Lastimosa to hit an outside shot. So they need to actually watch out itong Pampanga because Lastimosa is gonna hit a couple more of those threes.
Lagrama gets the ball back. He fakes and fires. That's a badly needed three by Pampanga.
First 3 points for Lagrama.
And that will snap this scoring run by the Bataan Risers. Gallardo stepping up. That's a turnover. Archie running. One guy to beat. Concepcion could not make the layup.
Fading away on the layup. Archie Concepcion should actually go stronger and lean towards the basket.
He does have the tools, the athleticism
Yes.
to do it.
He can actually dunk on someone.
He's actually done it already in this season. Itong si Archie Concepcion. Take a look at that pass from Archie, locating his point guard. Just returning the favor here to Topeng Lagrama.
Great shot there. Setting himself up.
Lagrama started the season with blonde hair, and then we saw him colored purple in the All-Star game. It then became blue a couple of days later. But now a new hairdo to try to test his luck here in the playoffs as Ron Lastimosa looks to be very lucky with back-to-back threes.
Back-to-back 3, 6 points for Lastimosa. Everybody's expecting penetration, scoring from the inside.
Turnover. Risers on the run. Bounce pass. Bilugan. Castro is hurt. Turnover here.
Yeah, Castro's hurt.
This is not a good sign for Bataan. Pass inside. Oh, what a chase down by Rick Gallardo. But again, all eyes are on James Castro, who's still limping. He's holding onto his back.
Yeah, I think something twitched there.
Oh, this is the block by Rick Gallardo. Also one of the things he's known for. This guy, a journeyman from Perpetual to UE and then to the Mpbl. Hamito onto minus. Baseline, pass to Reyes. Ernest will go to the line.
I'm really worried about Castro right now because he was just motioning on a run and then something just forced him to stop. Something in his lower back.
And obviously, all the other Bataan fans as well are very much concerned. That is their all-stars, James Castro, their leader all season long.
How many days do they have to recover before playing again? Probably 3 or 4.
The last game of Bataan was October 6.
No,
So-
but after this game, this matchup, they have how many? If in case Castro is badly injured, he has enough time. Will he have enough time?
Well, they won't have a game in this coming week.
Okay,
So that's at least 7 days of rest.
that's good for that's a good sign for the team in case Castro needs added rest for his lower back.
Good for you to mention that because we have to remind everyone about our schedule. On Monday, we will be in Zamboanga. On Tuesday, in Pasig. Friday, in Batangas. And then Saturday, in San Juan.
Ooh, another turnover.
Did mention a lot of turnovers already in this first half. 29-27. 4 minutes here in the second frame. Minus could not score. See the energy being brought in this game by Rick Gallardo.
Ang bilis ng pace ng game natin, on both ends. Offense and defense, very tough to score.
Ooh! Jamil Gabaon, a little bit too much English on that layup.
The one that got away.
Oh, there you go. Anong acronym nun?
Ha?
Anong acronym nun? The one that got away.
Toga.
No, it's Totga, Coach.
Totga.
Jake.
The one that got away.
There you go.
There you go.
29-27. Lagrama with a kick out. Ball went straight to Coach Ricky Dandan. That's a turnover. Topeng Lagrama just regaining his basketball form. He has been excellent all season long. Just a struggle for him the past couple of games for Pampanga.
Very difficult talaga, Very difficult right now for both teams to establish their offense because of the intensity ng defense. Ito makita mo, Lagrama just hustling for that ball.
Just couldn't get that steal. Torrado with 9 on the shot clock. Oh, Lastimosa stepping back. That's a 4-point play opportunity for Ron Lastimosa.
9 points for Lastimosa. His third three.
Yes, exactly. Take a look at it. This is an unusual step back off of the catch. No dribble needed for Ron, and he got the foul.
Yep. Ang kagandahan doon is he knows where to position himself as he sees Torrado entering to penetrate.
Ron Lastimosa now in double figures. He's going to have to come up with big numbers here, especially with that apparent injury to James Castro.
At ang matindi dyan, Lastimosa is actually playing great defense. He's hustling on the defensive end.
Jammer Hamito, that's a walk. Clear one for the referee. Bataan taking control in this game. They've done this slowly but surely. There are no major runs so far in this matchup.
Yep, that's true, Mix. Talagang hirap kasi because the way everybody's just playing tough. Everybody's challenging, but this guy!
That's what you were talking about. That's
Yes.
what you wanted to see from him.
Yes, because he can leave his man and create. And he can score. Wag lang siya mag-fade away. Doesn't need to do that. Torrado, great penetration there and score.
33-29. Archie Concepcion and Pampanga feeling the sense of urgency here. Bounce pass inside Hamito against the double team. Good defense by Bataan. Another turnover. Espuelas serving the floor. Missing on the jump shot.
Well, it did help in the steal, you know. Minsan talaga matatakawan ka. Another turnover.
The grab on the recovery. Torrado tags for it. This is playoff basketball, folks. Referee calling a jump ball. That's in favor of Pampanga.
I'm pretty sure Bataan knows that they're going to be playing in Pampanga. That's why they're going all out. There we see the great, also active hands by Torrado and everybody just diving.
Well, we expected nothing less here in today's set of games, the beginning of the playoffs.
Totoo, di ba? On our way here, we were discussing that with G, that it is going to be an exciting ball game.
We did start at 5:30. I don't know if that gives us allowance to have this game run into overtime. But right now it's 33-29. 1 minute and 49 in the second quarter. 7 on the shot clock for Archie Concepcion. Archie on the drive. Tough layup. He puts it in.
Wow, 6 points for Concepcion. Scary layup there.
Well, as much as we've talked a lot about, Archie fading away sometimes on his layups, there have been a lot of moments as well where he has drove very hard as we bring you this epic move of the game in partnership with OKBet on the win. Just like that, we've seen a couple of moments from Archie doing those kinds of moves all season long. And Coach JB, more often than not, it results into dives for Archie. Lagi siyang nasa floor after it.
Oo, talaga naman. Ayan ang mga tipong player na gusto mo because they give it all out as well as they're making his last shot. Now, I need to mention, Mix, kung napapansin mo, ang bilis ng possession natin. Everybody attacks left and right. Both teams just going fast. Hindi tumatagal ng 24 seconds ang shot clock because everybody's just attacking every single time.
Just like this one, only 14 seconds needed by Pampanga to attempt the shot.
And this is why it's gonna be a tiring night for us because we're gonna call a lot of offense and defensive plays. Great action para sa atin at para sa mga nanonood dito sa MPBL Game 1 ng semifinal round.
35-31, Coach Ricky Dandan yelling out instructions. He is a defensive specialist as a coach here in the Philippines. Isidro, bounce pass, intercepted by Gallardo. What an impact Rick Gallardo has had in this game so far. Corner 3, no good. Rebound belonging to MJ Garcia. Almost a steal by Gabawan. MJ still has it. Kick out. Isidro will fire. That's a 3.
Just when you expect somebody to have a difficult time scoring, Isidro just all alone for that easy 3.
Jericho Isidro doesn't usually see action for the Pampanga Giant Lanterns, but definitely very useful for their squad. Gabawan inside. Gallardo with a sorry miss. We've seen a lot of sorry misses in this game,
Ang daming totga.
right?
Ang daming totga.
10 seconds remaining before halftime. Archie Concepcion on the right side. They hand it off. Isidro, kick out. Almost another steal. Torado looking up. Oh! He loses time, and that will conclude our first 2 quarters of play. We did mention we are expecting this to be a close one, folks. And at halftime, it is only a 1-point advantage in favor of the Risers. We'll be back for your halftime festivities here for Bataan and Pampanga.
Basketball League. You are witnessing the halftime of our very first playoff game for the season, and it is between the Bataan Risers and the Pampanga Giant Lanterns. The score is 35-34 in favor of Bataan. It has been a memorable season so far dito sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, from our successful round of eliminations and of course our All-Star event last October too. Mga ka-MPBL, this all would not have been possible without you. So now I'm inviting you to watch this quick message from our founding owner, Senator Manny Pacquiao, and our Commissioner, Kenneth Durandez.
Hello, this is Commissioner Kenneth Durandez of Mpbl. First, we would like to thank God for our 2022 Mpbl All-Star. I would like to thank also our founder, Senator Manny, for gracing this occasion. And of course, his presence alone inspires a lot of basketball fans and our players. Gusto ko rin pasalamatan yung mga participants, giving their time, even Sunday, participate, and then pasaya din yung mga crowd natin. Lastly is yung fans natin dito sa Batangas. As you all know, is nandito tayo nung opening and nandito rin tayo ng All-Star. So, which means ang mga Batanggenyo talaga number one yan, ang mga Mpbl fans. Now, moving forward, dito sa playoffs natin, ito ang pinakamagandang aksyon na antay natin. So again, we're asking our Mpbl fans sa mga kanya-kanyang mga probinsya, abangan nyo kami. Dahil dadalhin namin yung pinakamainit at exciting na playoffs para sa inyo. Alam nyo naman, when it comes to playoffs, Mpbl is number one. So makita-kita po tayo at pagdasal nyo lang lagi yung mga men and women of Mpbl na nasa laging nagbibiyahe. Safe lagi, and kayo din, at para masigla at masaya ang padating nating playoffs. Kita-kita po tayo. So, even sa South, dadating ang Mpbl dyan. So, thank you once again, and keep on supporting Mpbl, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Salamat.
PBL fans, thank you so much all your support sa pagsubaybay ng Liga ng Bawat Pilipino. Ang Mpbl lagi nagbibigay ng kasiyahan at siyempre suporta sa ating mga basketballista. Maraming salamat po sa walang sawang pagsuporta.
Needless to say, it has been an eventful October 2022 for the Mpbl. We began this month with the All-Star Day, and then 13 days later, here we are in our Mpbl playoffs. Beginning with Bataan versus Pampanga, the Risers off to a great start here. They actually technically started slow in this game, was down 0-6. Then they called a timeout, had a 7-0 run of their own. Pampanga was able to regain the lead, establish themselves in the second quarter, but by the end of it, even as Bataan lost James Castro due to a back injury, they're able to regain this lead 35-34.
Yes, they were actually doing okay at the start, and then suddenly bumalik. But here mga highlights: two-man game, Tagrama, Duhamito.
We have seen a lot of fast break opportunities in this game, Coach JV. Now, we say that it's opportunities because they're not necessarily translating into a lot of fast break points.
Yes, tama ka dun. I guess the jitters have gotten the better of most of the players. Ang dami nga nilang agaw, turnovers, fast break, pero hindi nga ma-convert.
Well, one thing we know for sure, these two teams have been known for those fast break opportunities and conversions all season long. The reason why the Orion Sports Complex in the Brengya Convention Center laging nag-i-enjoy ang ating mga taga-Bataan at Pampanga dahil nga takbuhan yung laro ng kanilang mga koponan. But in this game, it looks like they've met their match, and we're going down the wire once more. Ron Lastimosa off to a great start here. 3 threes to his name. He's up to 10 points.
10 points na for Lastimosa. Ang kagandahan kasi ng situation for Lastimosa is that all his players are just running all out to get into the painted area. He's left alone sa threes. Pero mapunta muna tayo sa ating mga stats na pinili natin during our break. 3-point field goal percentage, 38%. for Bataan, 44 naman para sa Pampangang steals. Yan, makikita natin, Pampanga having 9 over 7 against Bataan. Turnovers, 15 to 12. Bench scoring, makikita natin Pampanga having extra firepower from their bench compared to Bataan with only 9. Still, lumalamang pa rin ang Bataan because the go-to guys are actually scoring for Bataan as well, no? Yung mga taong nanggagaling sa bench nila, puro hardcore defense lang ang pinapakita. That's the way they contribute and rebounding.
You mentioned the 10 points for Ron Lastimosa. Gio Espuelas has 7, Castro and Torado with 4 each. Dom Vera leading the way with 2 threes and 8 points so far for Pampanga. Archie has 6, Jammer Hamito with 6, and Jericho Isidro with 3 points.
I'm looking forward to continuously seeing the two teams running the break. You know, they don't have standout one-on-one players. I think the best thing that they can do is try to find a way to score without having the defense set up. Fast break is the name of the game for both teams. Let's see who can convert on those fast breaks.
We did see a lot of turnovers. Those numbers, 27 combined for Pampanga and Bataan. But in terms of those fast break opportunities, is it a matter of the players, as you get to see Coach Gerson Cabildes, who will head once again the Nueva Ecija Rice Tigers later on their home court? Is it a matter of these players just not converting, or is it just good transition defense for the opposing team?
Well, I'll have to say both. Both affects everything, no? Nandun na yung jitters, nandun na yung great defense, china-challenge lahat. Nobody is allowing easy baskets. Very few nalilibre because of extra passing. But other than that, they're taking a lot of shots. They're missing a lot of attempts because nga of the combined jittery and the defense and just unexpected things that occur during a normal ball game.
Well, now that they've warmed up, we begin the third quarter with Bataan up by 1. Jong Bondok firing this 3 and he makes it. Looks like nawawala na yung jitters ni Jong Bondok.
Oo, well, ito naman, veterano naman to ng mas lamang compared to his other teammates. And there we see, veteran shot there taken by Bondok.
6 points on 2 threes para kay Jong Bondok. Lead extended to 4. Apolonio's turn. That's too strong. Remember, Apolonio is recovering from that recent ankle injury that he suffered in practice last Sunday. Chris Torado dashing through the defense and laying it up and in.
He can do that all night. 6 points for Torado. He can find a way to get to the basket and finish strong. He does that, he can pull off a win for his team against Pampanga.
Quick 5-0 start here for the Bataan Risers. Apolonio will look to answer back. This time it's short. Again, the Risers do feel the sense of urgency in this game because game 2 will happen in Pampanga.
Will happen in Pampanga, kaya kailangan kunin ng Bataan ito. But here we see great box out there by Bilugan. Torado slashing in.
And he gives us this epic move of the game in partnership with OKBet. On the win, you mentioned that penetration ability by Chris Torado.
Oo nga, kayang-kaya niya iwanan. Kahit sinong mabilis, his first step is quicker than most defenders that are matched up with him.
40-34, Espuelas. That's a good matchup against Apolonio. Steal by Raymond Binuya, the team captain of Pampanga. Now seeing action. Ernest Reyes bumping his way through, and he scores.
Great experience move there by Reyes. Kinatawan at bago tinira, no? Just keeping that ball away on the defender.
Ayan ang veterano nila, si Ernest Reyes, especially compared to all these younger players of Pampanga. RB Bringas, we talked about this, him being utilized by Bataan. No conversion there, a steal by Jammer Hamito.
Well, Harvey Bringas complaining. He's got hit a lot by Hamito and no call was made. Great backdoor move!
And a beautiful pass as well. Jammer Hamito finding their all-star.
What a move. Concepcion going backdoor. Whoop, another turnover.
Uh-oh, look out, look out. Jammer Hamito with a throwdown.
8 points for Hamito. Kulang na lang may ngiti after the dunk.
Just after that strong start by the Bataan Risers in this quarter, back-to-back steals by the center of the Pampanga Giant Lanterns. And then on the offensive end of the floor, first that pass, the bounce to Archie Concepcion, and then the breakaway slam, one-handed for Jammer Hamito.
Oo nga, good example ito na pag kayo ay nakadunk, highlight yan, ngumiti pagkatapos mag-dunk.
Jammer Hamito,
Kulang.
instead, he gives us that game face of his here in Game 1 of the quarterfinals. 40 all our score. Let's talk about Archie Concepcion. What a story he has been here in the Mpbl. Remember, this guy was a track and field player in high school. Wasn't even used by Arellano in the NCAA, but now taking his chance as a homegrown in Pampanga.
Every time you work on your skills and you build your confidence, dadating din yung araw na marireward ka sa effort mo. And you can tell this guy has just totally improved from when he first started. And hats off to him for what he's done for his career.
Archie Concepcion following the likes of Levy Hernandez, Michael Wico, a couple of the homegrowns of Pampanga. Oh, Cristorado with another layup.
Nakakatakot yan because Torado can actually kill your confidence with the way he plays. He just penetrates. And Binuya is a great defender at that at naiiwan pa rin siya.
Cristorado, we mentioned he has to come up big time as well for Bataan, especially with the loss of James Castro. Jammer Hamito with a jump shot. What a third quarter for him.
Yes, 10 points for Hamito. Napakaganda and he's assisting and playing tough defense. Harvey Bringas ang kanyang binabantayan.
42 all. Jong Bondok in and out. Good tap by Jason Apolonio. Binuya looking ahead. They go to Apolonio. That's a walk. Bringas knew it all along.
Well, not his fault really. Yung pasa sa kanya napunta sa mukha eh. And that was an awkward position for him to catch that ball, forcing him to take extra steps to get his balance.
Just saw Jason Apolonio. The other Jason, or actually hindi siya Jason, si James Castro, not seeing action here in the second half because of that back injury that happened in the first half. Maybe later on we're gonna hear, or we can hear from Gianna Llanes about an update kay James Castro, who's standing at the edge of the bench of Bataan right now.
Oo nga, I'm pretty sure lahat ng mga taga-Bataan nagtataka kung nasaan si James Castro. You know, the situation right now is Torado is attacking Binuya every single time. In that situation, medyo na caught off balance doon.
Oh, couple of careless passes here by Pampanga. Ringas able to track it down. We're tied at 42. 6 minutes here in the third. Espuelas on the catch. They kick it out. Pilugan. Couple of dribbles. No good. Second try is there. And it's basket and one for Gio Espuelas.
You know, the Pampanga players are just maintaining, the Bataan players are actually maintaining and being relentless. Here we see an attempt. And they just put themselves in a position to get another opportunity.
Gio Espuelas also playing very well in this game. It could be him, Ron Lastimosa, and Cristorado, the trio that could fill in, with the loss of James Castro. Let's go to Gianna Llanes.
Pampanga head coach Governor Delta Pineda is currently on a business trip right now in the US, but he made sure na present siya for this game as he's on video chat with one of the members of his staff near the Pampanga bench so he can actively give his input throughout the game. So nakausap niya ang players niya during halftime, giving them a reality check. In his words, we're being out-hustled by Bataan. Bawasan na ang mga tentative decisions. He adds, playoffs na ito, so be tough and step up. We don't want the series to reach Game 3. Migs and JV?
Thank you, Gianna. This is actually the second game na wala si Coach Delta Pineda. As Don Vera makes a 3, RP Bringas goes down. But great for him to still be in touch with these Giant Lanterns through Zoom at least.
Yun ang pagmamahal ng isang manager sa kanyang team owner, and he just has his heart extended to every single member of this team. Napakaganda.
Right now, they're gonna need to play better because Bataan is feeling this momentum. Espuelas with another 3-point play opportunity.
You know, but Bataan right now are getting their points out of second opportunities. And this is what Pampanga needs to stop giving them these chances, no? They just have to protect that ball even more, itong Pampanga team, because they're playing okay except for the turnover situation for Pampanga because nakakapag-capitalize naman ang Bataan.
Coach JV, as Gianna reported about Governor Dennis Delta Pineda, patiin din natin si Deputy Speaker Congressman Don Gonzales and team owner and manager AG Gonzales of the Pampanga Giant Lanterns. Magandang gabi po sa inyo. And we hope that you are enjoying your action, the first playoff game of the 2022 Mpbl season.
Good evening po sa inyo.
50-45, Pinuya with a turnover. Gianna did mention, and Coach Delta did mention, they cannot play tentative here in this quarter.
They cannot turn that ball also and waste an opportunity to score. Every possession counts when you're in the playoffs.
Here's Ron Lastimosa. Pass inside, Torado kicks it out. Espuelas on the Jong Bondok with 11 on the shot clock. Lastimosa against Archie Concepcion. Ron trying to create space. Could not escape. Oh, great effort by Dom Vera. He's able to track it down. That was really hard what he did. Had to stand up while holding on to that basketball.
I'm sorry, Mix. I'm surprised who the traveling call was called upon, because I really wasn't sure who had ball possession. Was it Vera?
It was Vera. Ayan na nga po ang tawag. Wait, let me check that. The possession belongs to Pampanga. You see? It had to be Vera who's called for the travel. And yes, they're going to correct it. Possession belongs to Bataan.
To Bataan, okay. Kasi I didn't think Vera really had ball possession. It was within his range, no? But good call there by the referees.
Dorado. A lot of contact inside. There's a blocking foul. Ernest Reyes ang matatawagan.
You know what Reyes is doing? Yung ginawa niya yun sa situation na yan. He has to stop the path to the basket. Yan, hinarang niya. Really didn't stick his foot in while Torado was moving. He just had to block it with his foot and let Torado approach his leg. Kaya hindi flagrant ang dating.
Now this is a good sign for Bataan. James Castro is back after that back injury in the first half, where he just had to stop in the middle of a fast break opportunity. 50-45, Espuelas. One-hander. Oh, that's good. This has been a great game so far for Gio Espuelas.
Espuelas, 6 points for him, and he's been making those awkward perimeter one-handers since the start of the ball game.
He's actually up to 15 points. Itong si Gio Espuelas.
My bad, 15 points.
Jethro Sombero called for a foul here. Babalik si Jericho Isidro.
But Castro's actually wincing in pain.
Still holding on to that back.
You know what's scary about that, Mix? His back is hurting. Probably won't get to penetrate much. But what's scary about that is he's gonna take threes, because that's the only thing he can rely on right now without his quickness.
James Castro has had a lot of good moments shooting threes all season long.
Yes.
And he just actually mouthed it on to us that it's back spasms that he is experiencing. Balik dito si Rick Gallardo, who was very effective for Bataan in the first half with 3 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 blocks, 2 steals as well. As this free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. With Dom Vera at the line, we would like to greet some more people. City Councilor Brent Gonzales, Board Member Micah Gonzales, Governor Dennis Delta Pineda, Vice Governor Lilian Nanay Pineda, Board Member Mylene Pineda, and Vice Mayor Ruding Gonzales of Mexico. Sila po ang kasama ni na Deputy Speaker Congressman Don Gonzales and Team Owner and Manager AG Gonzales. Thank you so much for everything that you have done in this beautiful Pampanga program.
Napakaganda talaga itong team nila, kung paano dahang-dahang umaasenso na naman at gumagaling using young talent.
Remember, no one thought that they would be this good in this season, especially losing the likes of Michael Wico, Jong Valoria, Dexter Marquez. What a deep team that was. Even Mark Cruz was there before. That's why a complete turnaround, and those Kapampangans will take it. Steal here, MJ Garcia. And they go to Vera for 2.
Looked like he took extra steps. Pinabayaan na. Good let go there. 14 points.
I was actually surprised that Garcia still gave it up because he could have thrown it down. 52-48, under 3 minutes here in the third. Lastimosa. They go to James Castro, and he's nursing back spasms here. Castro will fire. It's too strong. Battle for the board. It's tapped away in favor of Bataan. Jethro Sombero. Balik kay James. Astro Boy on the drive. No conversion.
Yeah, really couldn't make a good finish that we're accustomed to seeing him do. Medyo reluctant siya dahil sa kanyang likod.
Isidro, too strong on the 3. See the effort from these players getting those boards. Isidro, same look. Same result. Another opportunity.
Yeah, second tap out by a Batangas Riser player to no teammate. They should just get that ball.
Forward pass. Espuelas could not. That's a goaltend against Rick Gallardo. It was already going in.
And this is gonna hurt because napakahalaga every opportunity to score.
See?
The worst part about it, kinapitan yung ring eh. Sayang, you make a great defensive effort and run the break and then nawawala because of an offensive goaltend. But never mind, still, nandiyan pa rin yung intensity ng Bataan Risers. Good to see.
Ron Lastimosa giving up a foul here. Archie Concepcion checking back in. Matched up against Gio Espuelas. Joining Archie are Dom Vera, Mitchell Maines, Alex Ramos, and MJ Garcia. That is a very athletic and versatile 5. They can switch 1 through 5.
Yes, they can.
Maines on the post. They get it back with 7 on the shot clock. Dom Vera dancing with it. Bombs away. What a shot by Dom Vera.
Vera, if I'm not mistaken, is on his 18th point.
17 points for Dom Vera.
17 points for Vera.
The other way we go, James Castro. It looks like even though he's experiencing back spasms, he's still got it for Bataan.
Doon mo talaga maaasahan ito, makikita natin. Great effort there, James Castro. Anong sakit likod? Extension. Pero paglakad, sana makita natin medyo umiiga-iga siya. Masakit talaga. That's when the adrenaline pumps.
The other end, you see that move, a beautiful step back, just creating enough space for himself. Itong si Dom Vera.
What the Pampanga players need to know now, no? If Vera isn't in the ball game, the other players should learn how to move without the ball, because everybody's just standing and nobody cutting towards the basket to receive a pass.
Minus is blocked. Good effort by Bataan. Still up by 4 here, 55-51, under a minute to go in the third. This game is very crucial, especially for the Risers who will be traveling to Pampanga for Game 2. Foul here against Alex Ramos.
Alex Ramos caught on the push. May dala rin kasing momentum. Habang si Gallardo ay nagre-receive ng bola. Tignan natin if Gallardo can convert.
We did mention the overall impact for Rick Gallardo on offense and defense in the first half. Just has to keep his mind sharp, especially after what happened on the offensive goaltend.
Bawi na.
Dahil sa free throw.
Dahil sa free throw, dahil sa kanyang depensa, dahil sa effort, meron siyang magandang palpal earlier, di ba?
Right.
Yung great hustle play there.
And again, this is his first game of the season, itong si Rick Gallardo.
Oo, at na-jinx natin. Na-jinx natin yung second shot niya. My apologies to all the Bataan fans.
Garcia, no good. The follow is there for Mitchell Maines. Gallardo bringing it down, telling his teammate to slow down. 8-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Torrado on the drive, got hit. Boy, Chris Torrado has been the recipient of a lot of physicality in this game.
Gusto ko sanang sabihin na tama yan, na he baits for a foul. Pero masakit ang mga nangyayari sa kanya. Talagang tangay siya sa boom.
Wow.
No control of the fall, on the fall, no? Bam.
And he almost tumbled. You see that?
Tough to recover from a hard hit like that, itong si Torrado.
Could those types of events, can they actually result into concussions?
Well, kung masama ang tama, like earlier, tumama siya sa shoulder, diba? Yung
Oo.
face niya. He could have had the concussion there, buti na lang hindi. The sad part about it, Castro's also injured, has back spasms. Torrado, very important. He's one of those hustle players and creates the energy para sa kanyang team. Let's see if he can recover. Maybe konting pahinga, fourth quarter, ibabalik si Torrado.
We all know how tough these players of Bataan are. And remember just how prideful this team is as a homegrown squad here in the Mpbl. All of their players come from Bataan except for 3 individuals.
Lastimosa missing his first attempt for Torrado. Diba?
Oh,
Para kay
yes.
Torrado.
Oo nga.
Yes.
Lastimosa has had a great game so far. Remember, he was the top scorer in the first half with 10 points. 2 misses though from him.
Oo nga. Uncanny. Not, ano ba? Parang magugulat ka. Itong si Lastimosa nag-miss.
10 seconds remaining before the end of 3. Pampanga down by 3. MJ Garcia, strong drive, could not get it to go. Castro looking up. Half-court heave. Almost got it in. Bataan still holding on to this lead.
Straight line by that outlet. Chest pass to the rim. Kinulang lang.
Question is, do the Bataan Risers have enough left, especially with these injuries to Chris Torrado and James Castro? Can they hold on to this lead and get a Game 1 victory, a very important victory against Pampanga, who will have the home court advantage come Game 2?
We will see on the fourth kung makakalaro pa yung dalawa ng all-out.
The other end, Pampanga, na-mention nga ni Gianna, Coach Delta Pineda, they cannot be tentative. Jammer Hamito had his moments in the third frame. For sure, they're feeling the sense of urgency. They would want to close things out and advance in the semifinals come Game 2. Right now, they're still down by 3. 56-53 after 3. RB Bringas, his season averages as an all-star, 11.6 points per game, 8.1 rebounds, 47% from the field. We mentioned how important he was, no? At the start of this game, could have started much better for his team. But usually, they save him up for the fourth quarter kung saan they dump it down to the post to him so he could score a lot.
At kayang-kaya niya talaga mag-score. Ito makita na RV Bringas 2 points tonight, 1 of 4 field goals, 3 rebounds. Sabi ko nga, bihira lang siya makatanggap. And at the same time, hindi natin napakita yung stats ni RV Bringas. 80% ang kanyang pag-clog ng paint sa kanyang laki. He clogs up the paint 80%. Ito, quarter scoring natin, 21-14 Pampanga, 13-21 Bataan, 21-19 favoring Bataan as well, 56-53 favoring Bataan at the end of the third quarter.
It has been a close game. You see that quarter's difference. +7, +8 quits lang sa first half
Quits
natin.
na. Oo.
+2 for Bataan in the second half. And again, James Castro is not 100% because of back spasms. Torado has been getting a lot of hits here. Not necessarily dirty plays from Pampanga, but I mean the physicality in the playoffs, we already expected that it was going to increase come these days.
At maganda dito, Torado is a learning player. Right now, inexperienced pa, kaya yung mga tama sa kanya, siya yung lumilipad. Eventually, once he learns how to use his speed to hit hard the defender, mas makakaroon na siya ng momentum to finish a shot at hindi na siya bumabalibag pag bumangga sa defender.
Torado has been called upon by Coach Ricky Dandan, so it looks like he's good to go. As well as this guy, James Castro. Couldn't convert. Gallardo with the board. Again, you see the impact by Rick Gallardo. You pair him up with Jamil Gabao, and that's a good rebounding front court for you.
Well, Gallardo has extra long arms. I mean, I think it's longer for his size of a player. That's the reason why he has an advantage. Every time he stretches out to get those rebounds, lamang na siya. Haba ng mga galamay niya kung mapapansin mo.
And in terms of conditioning, much like the story of Don Reverente, who trains with the Navy, ito naman sa Army si Gallardo, siguradong nasa kondisyon talaga yan. As well as will miss Lagrama looking ahead. Pass to Archie. Concepcion. Beautiful 1-2. Just couldn't convert. But they will have the ball back.
Two things. Gallardo changing the shot. And second, preventing Kapulong from getting an offensive rebound. Tapping that ball out. Great effort. Hindi nga napapagod. Ano talaga? Militar na militar.
56-54. Archie. Drive. Ooh, that's a hard fall. He looks to be okay. Another end we go. One-hander. Specialty of the house for Gio Espuelas.
Espuelas doing it all night with that one-handed righty.
17 points para kay Gio Espuelas. He challenged Archie to shoot that basketball. Here he is, Archie Concepcion from downtown.
Oo, Espuelas, sinisigawan si Concepcion. 11 points for Concepcion. Sinisigawan siya, tira! Oh.
Right on cue.
Be careful what you ask for.
Especially against an all-star. 58-57. Torado against MJ Garcia. Only a 1-point game here. Torado getting the bounce.
Ano pang gagawin mo? You make him go left or right. 10 points for Torado. You make him go left or right. He gets an advantage with his speed.
Archie going to Capulong against Gallardo. Smiling as he defends. Oh, good hands. Recovered by Archie. They go to Topeng. Lagrama will fire. He puts it in.
6 points right now for Lagrama. At mukhang parang wala siya sa larong ito. Suddenly, he makes his presence felt. Ito si Lagrama kung kailang crucial. Fourth quarter na.
There have been a multitude of games in this season where Topeng Lagrama had the best player of the game honors just because of his fourth quarter performances. And now he gives this assist to MJ Garcia.
Oo, ngayon nakikita natin. At kailangan talaga. I was fascinated with this game when I saw him play, I believe, in Batangas. Tuntua talaga ako sa kanyang paglalaro.
Lead is now back with the Giant Lanterns. Castro, they go to Gallardo. No handoff. They go to Torado. 4 on the shot clock against 2 defenders. That's a walk against Chris Torado. Oh, Torado has to be careful here. Could be called for a tech.
Well, Torado threw that ball. He was complaining. He was being held on. Alam mo, Mix, yung ginagawa ni Torado, nakakatuwa. That's what they call the hardened move. He sticks his arm sa defender. But there we see a great shot. Great pass there by Lagrama to his teammate Garcia.
But then again, James Arden, as he does it, nagagawa niya pa rin ma-release yung bola.
Yes.
That's the difference.
Iba naman yung lakas.
Oo.
Iba naman.
Castro. Blocked by Capulong, but it looks like he got hit on the groin. It was a block. Required the swing from Capulong, and as he was following through with that swing, it landed on the groin of James Castro.
And this guy is banged up. Itong si James Castro.
So it's front and back now.
Oo, back spasm nakita natin. Kapulong.
Wait for that swing.
Oh, yung
Oh,
tuhod.
hindi. Yung tuhod pala. Which hurts even more.
Which hurts even more. That motion, kinda off balance kasi si Kapulong nung nadala na siya.
But did it look like intentional? Didn't look like intentional to me.
I think it was more of yung momentum niya.
Momentum, right?
Yeah, yung momentum niya napahulog. I don't recall Kapulong ever being given a flagrant foul.
Oh no, he's not that type of
Kaya
player.
nga that's why mukhang pahulog lang siya eh. Natapat lang na nandun yung groin ni Castro.
That's why it's a hacking foul. Referees did not call for a worse one here.
Kapulong is twice the size of Castro, but Castro just because of his strength natangay niya si Kapulong kaya na off balance eh. Yun yung sinasabi natin parang Harden, kaya niyang itapos itong si Castro, yun nga lang natamaan siya.
Castro with some exchanges here with Kapulong. Looks like they're lapping it off. Uh-oh, Kapulong bumping into Gabawan. The tech is going to be called against Jamil Gabawan for flopping.
That's a technical, right? In
If it's
Mpbl?
2 warnings.
Ah, okay.
2 warnings of flopping, you'll be called for a tech. Ayan na, second infraction, sabi nga ni Miguel Pere, ang ating arena announcer. So it will be topping Nagrama to shoot the bonus. By the way, folks, you're slowly but surely seeing this arena or this Coliseum being filled up by these Nueva Ecijanos. They are again ready to support their home team, the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards, as they look to stay undefeated and get their win. Their first win of the playoffs later on against the Marikina Shoemasters.
Oo nga, kaso nakakalungkot, Nagrama missing the gimme opportunity. At nakakalungkot din, tama ka, dumadami. But they're missing a ball game dito sa Nueva Ecija. Itong first game natin, napaka-exciting tied ball game. Amito,
Just unable to make that shot. Battle inside. Have you noticed anything about the physicality inside? Just how hard these players are boxing out in this game?
yeah, alam mo, physical nga sila pero hindi dirty. Nararapat lang na gawin because eto nga, playoffs na. Wala nang easy, wala nang second chance opportunity so everybody needs to push everybody.
Now let's turn you over to Gianna Llanes.
Compared to the day I first met them, the learning curve for my team has been significant. Those are Coach Ricky's words explaining the improvement of his team since he came in as head coach. Pinaka-impressed daw siya sa willingness ng team niya to learn, veterano man o hindi. And you can see that in the huddle. Habang nag-explain kanina si Coach Ricky, nakangiti si James Castro on the bench to keep the energy upbeat for his team. While Jamil Gabawan and Ron Lastimosa were the ones tasked to apply the changes. Earlier too, I was able to talk to Chris Torrado. After his fall, he was already eager to return to the game. Nung nagbaksak daw siya, nabigla siya nung una at hindi makahinga, but now he is feeling 100%. Back to you guys.
You have to admire the guts of both James Castro and Chris Torrado. Right now, Pampanga has a 2-point lead, 67-65. Good for Gianna to mention the willingness to learn in this Bataan team. You also mentioned the good combination of veterans and young ones in their squad.
And because of that, yung attitude ng players nakikita, ito, turnover and score by the very aggressive Pampanga defense. Great effort there. Pero nag-back-to-back scoring. Lastimosa hitting a 3 for Bataan and Nagrama hitting naman for Pampanga. Napakaganda. 65 all. 67-65 na ngayon. Kanina nag-65 all ang ating ball game because of those threes.
There's Coach Ricky Dandan, couple of games in. A very late addition in this season, to say the least, but he has impressed a lot of Mpbl fans, staff, coaches, and players with what he has done so far in this Bataan program. Lastimosa will fire. No good. Rebound. Looks like Gabawan got hit. Possession will go to Pampanga.
Oo, natamaan siya ni Nagrama. But Lastimosa actually had no other choice but to launch that ball.
Forward pass. That's a risky one. It results into a turnover. Dorado on the move. Couple of in and outs. Kick out. Castro with a pick. His turn to drive. Good cut. Jamil Gabawan is fouled.
Oh, great drop pass there by Castro, no? Seeing may mata sa likod dyan, kitang-kita niya as Cabawon was coming. Probably going for an offensive rebound, but then again received the pass.
This free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kumpletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Remember, Jamil Gabawan was part of that Sun One Night squad in the Datu Cup where they were champions. Unfortunately, he had an ACL injury. That's why he wasn't able to play. We missed him here in the MPBL, and now in his return, ngayon na naglalaro naman siya para sa kanyang hometown, the Bataan Risers.
And not just playing, he's an active participant sa success ng kanyang team.
He is the leading defensive rebounder of Bataan. Itong si Jamil Gabawan. And here's their leading offensive rebounder. Bring us inside. Good defense by Pampanga.
Well, Hamito was just smart enough to keep his hands up, waiting for the ball to reach his hands.
Archie on to Jammer Hamito. 14 on the shot clock. There's a foul. Uh-oh. Bring us. And Hamito going at it. Very wise for RB Bringas to walk away. And good for Jammer Hamito to not escalate it to a level that we do not desire.
Well, I understand his reaction because the call was made, and then after the call, that's when Bringas actually hit itong si Hamito.
Well, Bringas has been frustrated because he's not getting the calls on the other end.
I understand. But it's playoff situation. Bringas, kailangan ka sa game. You need to be composed. Pero naintindihan ko siya. Pag nahahampas ka talaga, napakahirap.
Referee Jonald Belnas reviewing the play now. Make sure they gave out the right call. 67-65 in 4 minutes and 28 remaining in the fourth quarter. This is game 1 of your North Division quarterfinal series between Bataan, which is the number 5 seeded team in the North, and then Pampanga, the number 4 seeded team.
Ito, from what I saw, no, the initial call was still ball on the ground. Hindi pa nag-attempt. It was just the extra motion, I believe, that pagbibigyan ng pansin. Here we see there the foul was already called.
So double tech tayo after the personal foul on RB Bringas. Unfortunately, or more unfortunately for Bataan, that's the 4th foul of RB Bringas.
Oo nga.
By the way, no, batiin natin si ex-mayor Buddy Dungka. Napabati kayo ni Raul Manalang. There's RB Bringas still arguing for a call to favor himself and the Risers. Baseline inbound, 67-65. Don Vera being joined by Jammer Hamito, MJ Garcia, Lawrence Malyari, and Archie Concepcion. Defending them are James Castro, Rick Gallardo, Chris Dorado, Jong Bondok, and Ron Lastimosa. Hamito, 8 on the shot clock. Jammer, good fake. That's a 2-pointer for Jammer Hamito.
Well, that's experience for you, no? Getting the young Bondok up in the air. Oh, sorry. The person guarding him was Gallardo, getting him up in the air for that easy basket.
Jong Bondok, he answers back. Lead is down to 1.
Wow.
9 points on 3 threes for Jong Bondok. Under 4 minutes remaining in game 1. Ball tapped away in favor of Pampanga. Another baseline inbound. Don Vera is calling out for cutters. Needs a teammate. Inside, Malyari is rejected. The other end we go. Chris Dorado against MJ Garcia. Drive at the right side. Ball tapped away. It will remain with Bataan. Ernest Reyes will return here to replace Lawrence Malyari. It's only a 1-point game, folks. Bataan now with a chance to regain the lead. Torado. They go to James Castro. He will fire. That's deflected.
Oh, great defense there by Vera, extending that arm.
Don Vera now going to the post. Hamito, baseline against two defenders. It's a walk against Jammer Hamito.
Hamito had a good move to the baseline. Instead of coming out to get himself a shot, he opted to pass. Yun, medyo naka-extra steps din siya dun sa labas.
James Castro. He decides to drive. James Castro will miss, but it's 2 free throws for the Astro Boy.
2 free throws and an aching back. Nakikita mo, kada bangga talaga sa kanya, no? And that's the smartest thing to do, is just put him on the line, because the aches is even extending your arm to make a shot. Titingnan natin kung kaya niyang tapusin ang tira niya. Ooh, kayang-kaya.
Made the first one. James Castro taking on leadership duties on the floor for Coach Ricky Tandan and the Bataan Risers as one of their homegrowns and one of their 2 All-Stars. 10 points, 4 rebounds so far for James Castro. Make that 11 now. Lead is back with the Risers.
What a ball game. Seesaw battle here right now sa Nueva Ecija.
Archie, his turn to drive. Layup is good.
One of the rare times na sasabihin ko, that's the kind of layup I want to see him do, kasi walang makakapigil once he's gone airborne. Itong si Concepcion.
13 points for the All-Star of Pampanga. Torado, kick out. Bondok again. This time it's too strong. 71-70. Pampanga looking to increase their lead with 2 minutes and 20 remaining. NJ Garcia being defended by Chris Torado. He's asking for a clear out. Hamito goes down. They go to Archie. That's a foul against Lastimosa. More importantly here, Bataan is already in the penalty.
Penalty sila, and Archie Concepcion has his eyes set on scoring every time. As soon as he got that shot, well, here we see the straight, good, strong move to the basket.
See how gifted he is. Itong si Archie Concepcion, we mentioned, used to be a track and field athlete in high school.
At itong putting himself in the line right now, as soon as he got that ball, he knew he had the slower man in Lastimosa guarding him, and he attacked immediately, getting a foul off Lastimosa.
Archie made the first one. Lead extended to 2 points. 14-7-4 for the Pampanga All-Star. Second one is good. A timeout dito si Coach Ricky Dandan. It's still a single possession ball game though, folks. Or a 1 possession ball game with 73-70 our score. 2 minutes and 9 seconds remaining in game 1. Talked about just how deep this Pampanga team has been all season long. This is one of their mid-season additions. Jammer Hamito with a double-double in Game 1 versus Bataan.
As expected talaga, especially sa playoffs, ito maaasahan mo. Ngiti na lang nga ang kulang eh. Pero still, Jammer Hamito making his presence felt in this ball game. Great game for him.
He actually had 3 of those one-handed dunks in their previous game versus Valenzuela. But still no smiles mula kay Jammer, who obviously is feeling the sense of urgency here in game number 1. Rudy Distrito, Kenneth Durendes, Joe Ramos, Emer Oreta, our MPBL VIPs. Raymond Zamora as well as our finance team, Ryan and Camille at the sidelines. Remember, on Monday, as you get to see Michael Mabulak, on Monday we fly to Zamboanga. On Tuesday, Pasig City, their home court will be the Inares Sports Center.
Wow.
And then on Friday, we go to Batangas. Saturday, in San Juan.
Memoryado mo, ha?
Yep, I mean, it's just 1 week of memorization
Oo nga.
as you get to see Hesed Gabo and the rest of his team ready to defend their home court and try to get their first playoff win inside their very own home court. Ayan po ang ating MPBL 2022 playoffs telecast schedule. 6:30 p.m. na po ang ating first games on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays. 5:30 p.m. on Saturdays. 9 p.m. ang ating ikalawang laro. Always live on 1PH. But for Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays, the first game will be live for the first time in this season on One Sports Plus.
Mix nakatingin ako ngayon sa ating score, 73-70 favoring Pampanga. But nakakatakot isipin, you've got a Lastimosa lurking in the opposite end playing against this Pampanga team. You've also got two other 3-point scorers in Torrado and Bondok. These are the guys na maaasahan mong titira ng tres, which means we may go into another extra time.
Let's see.
Titingnan natin.
Last 2 minutes here in Game 1 between Pampanga and Bataan. 73-70. Here's James Castro. Only a one-possession ball game, folks. 6 on the shot clock. Lastimosa. Bounce pass. Torrado. One-hander is good.
Wow. No hesitation whatsoever. Found himself free. 12 points para kay Torrado.
73-72. Archie, the other end, spinning his way through and putting it in.
As expected and should be. Archie Concepcion attacking, going strong, and making that much-needed 2 points for his team.
Archie Concepcion surpassing his season average of 15 points per game. He's up to 17 in Game 1. Jong Bondok. That time it's short. Ernest Reyes was way ahead, but MJ Garcia was not able to locate him.
Well, MJ Garcia actually, pag ikaw nag-hesitate, don't na lang release that ball kasi magaling rin umagaw itong Bataan.
Hamito absorbing the contact here, so he will go to the line. Both teams are already in the penalty. Archie Concepcion is down. It looks like he's suffering from cramps.
Well, I think natapakan siya ni Lastimosa eh.
Was it a sprain?
Nakita ko nagsosorry si Lastimosa because humahabol lang si Lastimosa on defense.
We're gonna have to see a replay on that one. Concepcion. See that drive and spin first from Archie. His drives have been a lot better here in the second half.
A lot better, hindi siya umiiwas sa contact. This time he's just going straight to the basket. Nandun na yung gigil at nandun na yung gutom at tapang.
Archie is still limping here. Hindi niya inilalapag sa sahig yung right toes niya. He's walking with his heel. Vera goes down on the box out, but important for Pampanga. Now they have a 5-point lead off of those two conversions from Jammer Hamito. 53 seconds to go. Torrado with another 2-pointer.
Wow, Torrado talagang relentless in his attack.
Oh no, a breakthrough for Archie Concepcion.
Hirap na tumakbo, Archie Concepcion, but still running the fast break.
See the way he's walking. I hope the cameras will be able to look at his, or to get a view of his right foot, no? The way he walks. But then again, with adrenaline pumping him up, he's able to run the floor and get that layup.
Oh, nga talagang mas greatly rewarded itong effort niya by getting that opportunity for the layup. But it's Torrado keeping the hopes alive para dito sa Bataan Risers.
Back-to-back baskets for Chris Torrado. We have 2 timeouts remaining for Pampanga and none for Bataan. Both teams are in the penalty. 79-74, 44 seconds to go. Does Bataan need to convert with a 3-pointer at this point?
Well, they need to, but they have to. That's the only thing. Now, if they don't have they shouldn't wait a long time to get a shot off. The quickest shot that they can possibly take, go for an outside 3 or a 2 is fine, but play tough defense to try to get a steal and then make the 3. Either situation that comes will favor them. Basta after the made shot, kailangan dumipensa ng maigi. Earlier, Concepcion was able to fast break because after Torrado made the shot, magpo-full court press sana ang Bataan, biglang tumakbo na lang si Concepcion.
Transition defense naman ang nawala. Para kina Coach Ricky Dandan.
Yes.
Interesting here. Which 5 will Coach Ricky put on the floor for the Risers? RB Bringas has 4 fouls. Remember, James Castro has back spasms.
Mix, si Concepcion was taken out of the ball game because they need a guy who can actually be more mobile on defense. Hindi na kaya, nakahiga na sa sahig. Ayun, biglang tumayo pero umiika pa rin si Concepcion.
Raymond Binuya ang pinasok para sa Pampanga. He will try to hound Chris Torrado, who's being joined by Jong Bondo, Rick Gallardo, James Castro, and Gio Espuelas. Sideline inbound. Gio on the catch. Espuelas. Dangerous situation. See the effort from Dom Vera, but he's called for a foul.
Vera had everything going for him, but because he jumped on, who's that player on the floor?
Gio Espuelas.
Oh, Espuelas, yeah. Lumundag si Vera sa ibabaw. Ayan, makikita natin. Pabor na sa kanya, nadulas ang player. Okay, now he has advantage. But then again, he falls on top of the player and that's a foul.
It's 2 free throws for Gio Espuelas again. These 2 teams are in the penalty. Pampanga coaching staff arguing na lumanding si Vera sa gilid ni Gio Espuelas. Gio though misses the first free throw.
Well, in that situation, yung bola dapat ang pinuntahan niya because the ball was far away. Dive for the ball.
Espuelas recovers on the second one. Archie Concepcion will return here. Pero ta-timeout muna ang Pampanga Giant Lanterns. This is their second to the last timeout. Take a short break. 38 seconds remaining. 79-75. Up next here in Palayan City, the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards will go up against the Marikina Shoemasters in Game 1 of their North Division quarterfinals matchup here in the 2022 Mpbl playoffs. Nueva Ecija undefeated in this season, 21-0. They currently hold the longest winning streak in Philippine pro basketball history. But as for Coach Elvis Tolentino and the Marikina Shoemasters, they're coming off a convincing victory against the Rizal Golden Coolers, 25 points down, able to win it before the buzzer sounded with a game-winning tip-in by Jason Opiso. Right now, Michael Rico must be supporting his former team, the Pampanga Giant Lanterns. Remember, he is a hometown hero as well in Pampanga. 79-75, the Giant Lanterns still have one more timeout left. Both teams in penalty, 38 seconds remaining.
Baka nagugulat sila, hindi pa bihis yung mga players for the next game. Mamaya pang 9 o'clock pa kasi.
9, yes, tama po yun.
9 o'clock ang kanilang game.
Full court inbound here. That means it's 24 on the shot clock for Pampanga. Ernest Reyes! Oh, that's a risky play right there and a foul against Chris Torrado. Wow. Ernest Reyes was almost ready to give up that turnover just so it won't be a steal for Bataan and they could run to the other end.
Pero look, even Torrado was hesitant to dive for that ball, and he should have gone all out.
Dom Vera at the line. 17 points so far for Dom Vera. He's played a great game for Pampanga. Coach Ricky not looking happy at the sideline. Remember, game 2 will happen in Pampanga.
In Pampanga. The nice thing about this is that medyo nag-slip away ang situation sa Bataan because of the 26 turnovers that they have.
That has been a story in this game. 47 combined turnovers. Miss from Lastimosa. Ball tapped away. Castro will fire. Off to the right. Looks like it's going to be a Game 1 victory for the Giant Lanterns. Archie will now proceed to the line. How about Archie Concepcion coming alive when it matters the most in the fourth quarter for Pampanga?
Oh nga, laking bagay talaga. Going strong to the basket, making that decision to just go strong, and you know, if he gets it, okay lang yun, rather than just falling away and try to get an easy basket. Everything changed once he got his game going.
You know, we haven't seen much of Jason Apolonio in this game. Maybe he really is still nursing that ankle injury, but Archie Concepcion again answering to the call of Pampanga. 27 and 4. Make that 21 points now, his numbers in this matchup.
At maganda rin, marami rin nag-step up sa larong ito para sa Pampanga. Everybody right now that you see on the floor, plus 3-4 other guys who are sitting on the bench, can be, you know, just given recognition lang for their efforts to pull off this win against Bataan.
Jammer Hamito has a double-double. Mentioned the scoring output of Dom Vera, almost reaching 20 points as well.
Pero alam mo, Migs, hindi talaga malaki ang problema ng Bataan coming to the next game because it's the turnover factor lang. They limit the turnovers to single digits, then they got control of this basketball game.
Ron Lastimosa will miss with 7 seconds remaining. Boy, these fans of Bataan feeling the pressure. Couple of athletes coming from that town as well. Webe Medina, one of our volleyball players watching. They will not have the Risers play on their home court again. Not unless they reach the North Division Finals. As the Pampanga Giant Lanterns take Game 1 of this North Division quarterfinal series against the Bataan Risers. Back and forth we have gone in this game. And this player of the game is brought to you by OKBet, the official partner of the Mpbl. With OKBet, own the win. Archie Concepcion, the all-star from Pampanga, coming alive once more.
Here we see 21 points, going strong, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and just tough defense. Good rugged defense by Concepcion.
He did call him out for the way he attacks in the first quarter. You wanted to drive hard, which is exactly what he showed us in the fourth frame. Crucial baskets for Pampanga. Kasama ngayon ni Gianna Llanes, si Archie Concepcion.
First of all, Archie, congratulations because you had 21 points for this game. Kahit nasa US siya, alam ko kinausap kayo ni Gov Delta during halftime, and it must have been effective dahil going into the third quarter, you guys had some huge shots already. Ano yung sinabi niya sa inyo during that halftime?
Sabi niya lang po maglaro kami both offense and defense. Huwag po magmadali. Tsaka yung uling sinasabi niya po pag huling quarter, take charge. Lahat pwedeng kumuha ng bola. Kaya yun po yung ginawa ko nung huli. Kaya yun po, nakuha po namin yung panalo. Salamat po sa mga teammates ko. Credits po sa team ko po to.
And alam ko, sinabihan rin kayo na he doesn't want to reach Game 3 for this playoff series. And going into the next game, you guys have home court advantage. You have your sixth man dahil very supportive ang mga Kapampangan. Pasalamatan mo naman lahat ng sumusuporta sa Pampanga Giant Lanterns.
Munang-munang dili po, dakal pong salamat kareng susuporta kayong Pampanga, kareng family ko po, kareng kabarangay ko po, kareng kataon ko. Ingay ganagan ng Kapampangan po kayong Pampanga, dakal pong salamat kayong support you. Ita po, imbitan ko po kayong 22 po para kayong Game 2. Kita-kits po.
Thank you very much. And meron ka ba pang gustong pasalamatan?
Yun po, binabati po namin yung mga boss namin. Deputy Speaker Congressman Dong Gonzales po, Team Owner and Manager AG Gonzales, City Councilor Brent Gonzales, Board Member Mika Gonzales, Governor Delta Dennis Pineda, Vice Governor Lilian Nanay Pineda, Board Member Maylin Pineda, Vice Mayor Roding Gonzales, and yung family ko po sa Mexico, Porac, dakala salamat kayo, suportayo po ako. Yung mayor po namin sa Mexico, Porac, and barangay captain po namin sa Suklaban, Mexico. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much and congratulations once again. That was Archie Concepcion from the Pampanga Giant Lanterns. And this player of the game is brought to you by OKBet, the official partner of the Mpbl. With OKBet, own the win. Back to you, Migs and JV.
It's not every day that we get to hear greetings in Pulka Pampangan here in the Mpbl. Congratulations to Archie and the rest of the Giant Lanterns. Next up, we have Game 1 between Nueva Ecija and Marikina here in Palayan City. On behalf of my partner, Coach JV Gayoso, our courtside reporter, Gianna Lianes, my name is Mix Gomez at magbabalik pa po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.